Breaking Jalen Sera Under Fire. Leaked audio shows threats toward Gauff hours after breakup post. The sun had barely set over Monte Carlo when the world of tennis trembled, not from the echo of a stadium cheer, but from the quiet, relentless hum of phones vibrating across continents. A headline flashed like a lightning strike across social media. Breaking. Jalen Sera Under Fire. Leaked audio shows threats toward Gauff hours after breakup post. Fans froze. Reporters scrambled. Players whispered. And Coco Gauff, 21, adored, unbreakably resilient, found herself once again in the eye of a storm she never asked for. This is a story of how a private heartbreak became a global spectacle, how a young champion faced not an opponent across the net, but a wave of shadows seeking to drown her glow, and how courage, quiet, steady, impossible to rattle, once again became her greatest weapon. The breakup that broke the internet. Just a day before, Coco had posted a simple message on her social pages. Sometimes love teaches you more in letting go, wishing healing, growth, and peace for us both. It was elegant, graceful, mature beyond her years. The kind of message her supporters could admire without needing details. But the world didn't stop there. It demanded reasons, screenshots, drama, and the name floating at the center of every thread was Jalen Sera, the 23-year-old rising basketball guard whose charisma burned brightly enough to catch Coco's attention nearly a year ago. Together, they had been an internet favorite. Two young stars from two different sports, unified by ambition, talent, and sweet, unassuming charm. At least, that's what people thought. Because late that night, a shadow crept into the narrative, an anonymous account posting. You think it was mutual? Check this audio. It was only 8 seconds long. 8 seconds that detonated across every platform. A male voice, sharp with anger, said, "If you go public with this, I swear, don't make me do something you'll regret." No names were mentioned. No context. No proof. But the internet didn't wait for confirmation. The name Jalen Sera exploded into global chaos. The world reacts. Before sunrise, sports talk shows had book panels. Commentators sharpened their opinions. Influencers filmed reaction videos in dimly lit rooms. Some were furious. Is this how he talks to her behind closed doors? She deserves better. No wonder she walked away. Others defended him. That audio could be edited. There's no evidence this is him. This is just clout-chasing drama. And somewhere between those two armies of speculation sat Coco, silenced by the very attention she never wanted. Her phone buzzed violently. Reporters, teammates, friends, strangers. But she didn't open a single message. The only person she called was her coach, Perla. "You're coming in?" Perla asked gently. "I need to hit," Coco said. "I need to breathe." And so, before the world fully woke, Coco stepped silently onto an empty practice court. Her sanctuary, her shield, her truth, inside the storm. But the storm followed. By mid-morning, the audio clip had been authenticated by 2 digital forensics groups. The voice was Jalen's. It wasn't proof of physical danger, but was enough to paint him in a dark, unsettling light. Commentators spun the narrative harder. Threats, control, toxic behavior. Hashtags rose. Hashtag stand with Coco. Hashtag Jalen Sera exposed. Hashtag protect black women. Someone even started a petition demanding the basketball league investigate him. Meanwhile, Jalen stayed silent. No comments, no statements, no posts, and silence only amplified suspicion. Coco remains quiet until she doesn't. By noon, reporters stormed Monte Carlo's training center gates. "Coco, do you feel unsafe? Did Jalen threaten you? Are you pressing charges? Is this why you broke up?" Her team tried to block cameras, but flashes pierced through. Coco's face appeared calm, but inside, her thoughts thrashed like waves in a hurricane. He was angry, yes. He said things he shouldn't have, yes. But threats? Violence? She had never felt fear with him. Still, the clip was real, and 8 seconds could undo a lifetime. When she finally walked into the tunnel leading to the press area, she felt the weight of millions pressing down on her shoulders. Her heart pounded louder with every step. But then she stopped, breathed, lifted her chin. If the world demanded her voice, she would give it, on her terms with her integrity. When she stepped out, microphones practically lunged toward her. Coco raised a hand. Silence fell instantly. "Thank you for being here," she began softly. "But please listen carefully, because I am not going to repeat myself." Her voice trembled only for 1 second. Then it sharpened. "What you heard online was real. I won't deny that. But I also won't drag a private relationship into a public circus. What I will say is this. No one has a right to threaten another person, emotionally, verbally, or otherwise. And I do not condone that behavior from anyone." Reporters scribbled violently. But she continued, "I will not participate in tearing down someone I once cared for. The world may be angry. I understand that. But please remember that people are human. People make mistakes. And healing doesn't happen on a timeline set by strangers on the internet." She stepped away before anyone could ask a follow-up question. It was short, clean, measured. Just like Coco. Jalen finally speaks. 6 hours later, Jalen's silence shattered. He posted a simple video. No edits, no music, no PR polish. Just him in a hoodie, eyes tired, voice heavy. "I messed up," he began. "The audio's real. It's from a fight we had weeks ago, not after breakup. I was frustrated, emotional, and I said something out of line. But I swear, I have never threatened Coco physically or emotionally. I love her. I respect her. I hurt her, yes, but I never meant harm." He swallowed hard. "I'm not asking for forgiveness from the world. I'm apologizing to her, publicly, because I failed to do it privately at the right time." He ended with one final sentence. "Please stop attacking her on my behalf. She doesn't deserve any of this." Comment exploded. Some supportive, some furious, some conflicted. But one thing was clear. The storm was no longer one-sided. Behind closed doors. Later that evening, Coco sat alone on her hotel balcony. The Mediterranean wind swept across the lights flickering below, carrying with it a strange mix of relief and exhaustion. She didn't expect her phone to buzz again. Not tonight, not after everything. But when she glanced down, her breath caught. It was Jalen. Just one message. A story bigger than a headline. Months later, when Coco lifted another trophy, this time in Dubai, reporters asked a question everyone secretly wondered. What gave you the strength to stay so focused during such a turbulent time? Coco smiled, eyes glistening. "Pressure doesn't break you," she said. "It reveals you." The crowd erupted. And somewhere in the world, watching quietly from afar, Jalen nodded. Not in triumph, but in understanding, in acceptance, in gratitude for a woman he once loved and would always respect. The leaked audio, the breakup, the media frenzy, these were storms that passed. But Coco, she was a kind of athlete and woman who turned storms into fuel. And that is why the world loved her then, why the world loves her still, why she keeps rising again and again, no matter how loud the noise becomes. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.